Okay, we're going to get started. Hi Tommy, it's great to see you.
Tommy's busy.
Tommy's busy.
One of the presidents.
Right, you're all very welcome tonight to Bygone Storytelling House. Thanks to John and Eileen for allowing us here this evening. As you know, this is part of the project, the Ancient Connection project, and we're here this evening to share songs in response to the question, what song calls us home? And we have, as you can see, Rowan is here on Zoom. Rowan, do you want to say hello to everybody?
Yeah, hello, welcome, thank you for coming, and thank you to Rachel and John for organising tonight. Yes, I'm really looking forward to hearing songs of home, and yeah, looking forward to a lovely evening. I know I'll have met some of you through the Zoom, and some of you I think I will have met. I came to the culture night in Gorey back in September, wasn't it?
Yes.
And yeah, I know I've heard some of you sing before as well. So yeah, just looking forward to a lovely evening again. I think yeah, that's all I'll say through the Zoom. Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll take some songs from the floor here in the Bygone Days Storytelling House, and then we'll come to people on Zoom, and we'll share our songs together. So it's great to have this space and technology to do that. So I suppose for this evening we're going to have a designated seat right up here for the songs. And the thinking behind that is that John is recording them, so it'll make it easy, his job easier. And if everyone's okay with that, coming up here to this seat. So yeah, so we'll start the evening. We'll start as we usually do and go around the room. So could I ask Miss Nick Doyle to start the evening?
I suppose.
Good man.
No. Rachel, will you pin that the way you did? And just put on the cam link there, just give us a sec there, alright?
So wait till we get this.
Oh, good evening everybody, friends and neighbours and whatever.
Give it upside down.
So if you wouldn't down there, it wouldn't be that gone anyway. But anyway, I'm going to sing a glory song. As I rode out one evening down by Malone's Hotel, I spied a pretty damsel with a bundle on her arm. She said, "Kind sir, don't tease me, I have no time to stand. I'm off to Courtown Harbour on the Gorey caravan." 'Twas hand in hand we travelled till we came to Harbour Town. 'Twas in that Polly Walker's I spent my last half-crown. I heard the bugle sounding, no longer could I stand. I saw my true love mounted on the Gorey caravan. Now I have lost me own true love to where I do not know. Some of the neighbours tell me that she dwells in Karen Row. I'll search them houses one by one, I'll find her if I can. Then she'll never more go ride upon the Gorey caravan. I'm searching for that driver way down in Tara Hill. They say his name is Kelly, but I think he's Codger Bill. Beware, she will, she's my love still, I'll find her if I can. then she'll never more go ride upon the gory caravan. Now I have found me own true love way in Camolin town. She's married to a farmer, a man of great renown. She said that she'll be loyal to him while she has breath to stand, and she'll never more go ride upon the gory caravan. Thank you.
Put it back onto the smaller street, people don't need that. So when somebody's saying, yeah, it's just like that, and then we get there.
Yeah, just leave it at that. He does, He did.
I don't mind the time.
No, that's okay. She can leave it. Just.
Great. Great. Okay. That was lovely. We have Colin Brennan.
I'm going to read this here. John can adjust his camera anyway, he likes it. This is a song I wrote a few years ago, well, 2 years ago to be exact, and it's connected with my childhood in Mayo. So I thought that filled the bill of a song that brings you back home. It's called Old Photos. I chanced on old photos this morning, brought me back to times long ago, when I was a boy in the 50s, by the Moy in the County Mayo. The first was a team that won glory, when glory was in short supply. When I think back of Flanagan and Carney, with Sam Maguire, I swear I could cry. The next was a shot of 3 teen boys, 2 guitars, one that I made myself. Who'd have thought that such vivid, clear memories would lie in a box on the shelf? 2 later played part-time in show band, of the local variety, I mean. The other ran a corner shop over the water in the land of the Queen. There was one of granny old and white-haired. With us kids, she was always at ease. We looked forward to her treats on a Sunday that she kept in a bedside valise. When I think of those long summers we spent there, at the hay in the bog or at play, how I cherish those days in the country. I can still taste the turf smoke in Tay. The last pictured me and my sweetheart. We were 18 or 19, I'd say. Never thought a divergence of pathways would lead us so far, far away. A photo distills such strong feelings, conjures bittersweet times from the past. 'Twould be thinking against laws of nature to imagine those times they could last.
There's a song. I haven't heard that before, Colin. That's a new addition. I got 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. It's beautiful.
Tonight is the world premiere.
It's gorgeous. Now it's the world premiere. Did you hear that, guys? It's a gorgeous song. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, well, everybody is able to hear okay and see us okay, Rowan, yeah? Great.
So I have a song called The Old House. Lonely I wander through scenes of my childhood. They call back to memory those happy days of yore. Gone are the old folk, the house stands deserted. No light in the window, no welcome at the door. Here's where the children played games in the heather. Here's where they sailed their wee boats on the burn. Where are they now? Some are dead, some have wandered. No more to their homes shall those children return. Lone is the house now, and lonely the moorland. The children are scattered, the old folk are gone. Why stand I here like a ghost and a shadow? 'Tis time I were moving. 'Tis time I passed on.
It's gorgeous. Rowan, is there anybody there that would like, I just put me on, anybody in the room here on Zoom that would like to sing?
Yeah, is there anyone? I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but is there anybody on the Zoom who would like to share anything?
Do you want to think about it and we'll come back? I know, Damien, you had shared a lovely song with us the last time we met. Would you like to share that? Ask you to unmute yourself. Great, there you are.
So, hi everybody. I connecting from London, from central London in Islington, but originally I'm from the County Derry. So I'm going to sing for you Phil Coulter's song, "The Town I Loved So Well." If I get a little bit emotional, please forgive me, but it's a very emotional song for me. It speaks very profoundly to me. So here we go. In my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well. where school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways. In the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called women from Cregan, the moor and the bog, while the men on the door played the mother's role, fed children and then walked the dogs. And when times got rough, there was just about enough. What they saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride for the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day that I earned my first pay, as I played with a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me, for I learned about life, and I found a wife in the town I loved so well. But when I returned, how my eyes have burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas that hangs on to every breeze. Now the army's installed by that old gas yard wall, and the damn barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well?
Thank you, Jamie. That was wonderful. Wonderful. to go back here and leave that H1 series.
You can just leave it on the, you don't need to change it, put it back to this. Okay. You don't need to change that.
This?
Just leave it there, the H1 there.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah. Please. Okay.
Who's next?
Miles, how are you?
I'm good myself.
I'm good. Do you want to come up to the hot seat?
I'm not a great singer now.
That's okay. If you have a recitation, that's fine.
Well, it's that way. But sure. I'll try it.
You'll be happy, you can stand behind the chair there if that works for you.
That's better still, yeah.
I know you like to stand when you're doing
At
that.
at least I'm hidden away a little bit. Very good. Yeah. I knew a fella up our country and he couldn't sing, but he used to stand on his head and then he could sing. Vicky, man. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll do a story for you. Okay. My uncle John Bryan lived with his mother, a widow woman aged 94, but she died of a sudden after eating black pudding from a pig that died 3 weeks before. Oh, John, he was sad, for he was the only pig that he had, and now it lay dead at his feet. Oh, his poor heart was breaking, but he said he'd not waste the bacon, for himself and his mum loved red meat. A bar of salt he procured, the bacon was cured. He hung it up on a crook over the fire, such a fine chunk of meat, with no best before days, and no word of when it would expire. In the weeks that passed by, every morning a fry. They had 2 pork chops each round midday. For dinner it was bacon, and if I am not mistaken, it was crew beans and drishins for the day. Then one Friday night, John awoke with a fright to hear his mum give a strange cough. He rushed to her side, in his arms sure she died. Her last words were, "That pudding was off." Oh, John, he was distraught, but his very first thought was perhaps not let her go. They had been together for years, shared the joys and the tears, for without her, where would he go? Though at 15 he left school, he was nobody's fool, though not brilliant at figures or words, but from a tutor named Bernie, he learned taxidermy, how to stuff small animals and birds. So armed with this knowledge from St. Peter's College, he set to work with great care, and he worked through the night so that his mum would look right. He even put a perm in her hair. When the job was complete, well, his mum, she looked neat, dressed up in her fine Sunday wear, with her hat on her head. If you didn't know she was dead, well, by gar, you'd never have guessed it. Now, a week prior to her death, his mum expressed a regret that to the seaside she had never gone, for she felt an owl dip might cure her bad hip. "We'll go for your birthday," says John. So to keep her alive until she reached 95, well, that was John's only intention. But first things came first, and John feared for the worst when he went down to town for her pension. The postmistress said, "John, how's your mum getting on? I hope that she's feeling okay." Said John, "She's all right. She had a very quiet night, and she's not been complaining today." It was the July 1st Friday. John prayed for a dry day. He took his mum out to the line. He set her up in a pose, as though she was pegging out clothes, and he thought to himself, she looks fine. Father Brown called around. John made not a sound, as he hid in behind the plum tree. "How are you, Mrs. Bryan?" John croaked out, "I'm fine, but I'll not be bringing you in for the tea." Well, her birthday rolled on. It was the 6th of July. John backed the car up to the door. He loaded his mum and some brown bread and jam, and they both set off for Tramore. When he reached the seashore, about 3:45, John found a quiet spot on the beach. He had £20 in a jar, cost him £3 for the car. That left him with £8.50 each. He pulled out a deck chair, put his mum sitting there,
as though she was having a nap, poured himself a small paddy and his mum and my waddy, and left Ireland's own on her lap. John was soon fast asleep. The waves rolled in from the deep, and the tide crept closer to shore. It swirled around his mum's body, spilled her glass in my waddy, but John just continued to snore. Oh, he awoke with a shock. It was now near 9 o'clock. The tide had come in and moved on. The sun was now low. He said, "Mammy, we'll go." But sure, Mammy was already gone. He looked out over the tide. "Oh, Mammy," he cried, as he watched her sail over the foam. With a tear in his eye, he waved her goodbye. Then he packed up his stuff and went home. Though his ma was recovered, his deed was never discovered. They said a woman drowned aged 94. But John, he knew better, and he'd never forget her, nor the birthday they spent in Tramore.
Good man. Good man. Great smiles. That's wonderful. Are we going to go this way then? Jim. Jim, have you got a...
James. Jim doing the piece.
Jim, are you doing anything beside you there?
Oh, yeah.
No? You're just... You're listening.
You only takes the money.
We've got this lady over here is doing a piece of music as well. So
Yeah, you come. Right, James.
Mr. Orange.
You take care. Yeah. Take care. Do you want to come up here to the hot seat?
Look up there.
Yes, please.
See you new job because I could start in the fire. I could get the rest not the wrong note. I'm bad enough without it.
Sit yourself down.
Yeah.
You need your musician.
Do I sit up or stand down?
No, sit down. There, you're good. There, here we go.
You're okay. As the sun was setting o'er the bright May meadows of Cynhaliwyd, a rebel hand set the heather blazing and brought the neighbours from far and near. And Father Murphy from old Kilkarma spurred up the rocks with a warning cry. Amen, he cried, I have come to lead you for Ireland's freedom. We'll fight or die. He led us on against the coming soldiers, the cowardly yeomen we put to flight. 'Twas at the Harrow the boys of Wexford showed book his regiment, how men could fight. We took Cumolin and then Scarty, and Wexford storming drove out our foes. 'Twas at Llwch our pikes were reeking with the crimson blood of the beaten yos. Look out for hirelings
King George of England, search every kingdom where breathes a slave. For Father Murphy had aid come over, the green flag floated from shore to shore. A Toberneering and Ballielas, full many a Hessian lay in his bowl, and Father Murphy had aid come over, the green flag floated from shore to shore. At the hill or the pleasant slaney, our heroes bravely stood back to back. The oaths at Tullow took Father Murphy and burned his body upon a rake. God grant you glory, brave Father Murphy, and open heaven to all your men. For the cause that calls you may come tomorrow in another fight for the green again.
Well, that was special, the Wexford anthem by Mr. Doran. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
You couldn't sing one in front of Jim.
Johnny.
Now I asked John about the guitar, so I've got clearance.
Absolutely.
This one you mentioned the theme to me. I thought of this one, and I do it with the guitar. So I'm going to do a little tune afterwards, a little jig. Oh no, I'm nervous. Hello. Oh, storm a cree, when you're far away from the home that you'll soon be leaving, there's many the time by night and by day when your heart will be sorely grieving. For the stranger's land may be bright and fair, and rich in the treasure gold. You'll pine, I know, for the long, long ago, and the one that you left behind you. Oh, storm a cree in this stranger's land, there is plenty of wealth and waiting, whilst gems adorn the great and the grand, there are faces with hunger painting, where the road is dreary and hard to tread, and the lights of the city blinding. Oh, turn a storm to Erin shore, I'm the one that you left behind. is falling. Oh, turn a star and then you'll live, and maybe you'll hear me calling. With the sound of a voice that is softly heard, and somebody's quick returning. Oh, Maroon, won't you come home soon to the one that will always love you?
Hi everyone. Oh, hi everyone. Good to see you. We'll sing a song called The Strings of Cody. It's a really special song for us because we love to sing it together, but as well as that, we've added some harmonies to it and an Irish verse as well. So this is the song that Cody will sing. Oh, where I am, the moss house, where the birds do increase, at the foot of mount and stair, or some silent place, by the streams of Clody, where all pleasures do meet, and all I would ask is one kiss from you, sweet. If I was in Bunclody, I would think myself at home. 'Tis there I have a sweetheart, but here I'd have none. Drinking strong liquor in the height of my chair. Here's a health to Bunclody, and the lass I love dear. Oh, the cuckoo is a pretty bird, she sings as she flies. She brings us good tidings and tells us no lies. She sucks the young bird's eggs to make her until more she cries cuckoo. The summer draws near. If I was a clerk and could write in good hand, I would write my love a letter that she might understand. For I am a young fellow who is wounded in love. Once I lived in Bunclody, but now must remove. If I was a lark and had wings, I would fly. I would go to yon arbor where my love does lie. I would go to yon arbor where my love does lie, and on her fond bosom contented I would die. The reason my love slights me, as you may understand, for she has a free hold, and I have no land. She has great stores of riches and a large sum of gold, and everything fitting a house to uphold. Fagum slanem aher, smawaher alim. Machrifor smachrar, slan lo anish. Eraiglum go America, edal sesiwns. Smeegs ymuno van Clody, glein gohan basher.
We might just go back. Hi, Rowan. Is there anybody else now in the room here that we, not to put anybody under pressure, but Rosemary? Would you like to sing something, Rosemary? There's no pressure at all. We don't want to seem like we're all having the fun here. And would you like to share a song?
I'd have to go
unmute
get a
yourself.
book to sing from. I can go and get a book and sing from that. Shall I?
Whatever you like. Yeah, do you want us to come back to you then? Do
Come
you
back
want to
to
go
me
get
then.
yourself ready and we'll come back?
Yeah, okay, come back.
Perfect. Perfect. We'll do one more here. And then...
I think Ailsa
Pardon, Rowan?
might have a song as well. I don't know whether she wants to sing, but Ailsa might have some.
Okay.
And
Ailsa, would you like?
Is it the moment now?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Off you go.
Just bear with me 1 second.
It's another lovely fire.
I'm just thinking about where to. This is David y Garreg Wen and Cymreig, and I only learnt recently that this was the first thing to be broadcast in Welsh, and I think we're about at the 100th anniversary. Is that right, Rowan?
Yes, next Monday, the 13th of February.
So the first thing to be broadcast on radio in Welsh was this song.
Lovely.
Glasses.
Was somebody asking me a question?
No.
No, Rosemary.
Ailsa is going to sing now.
Great.
Cariwch me David yn y lun fi, eisiau marw'r oedan ar-lein. Codwch fy nwylau I gyrraedd y tân. Dyw a'ch bendithio fy weddw am plant. Neithiwr mi glywais angel fel hyn, David dadrefa, chwarae trwy'r glyn. Delyn fy merit ffarwelid y dad. Dyw a'ch bendithio weddw am plant. It's very short and sweet.
Really lovely. Lovely. Thank you. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Rosemary, are you ready? Great. You want to
have one now. I'm a bit croaky these days. So.
That's okay.
The sea connects Wales and Ireland, obviously. And I love the sea, and this is about the sea. In the morning early I go down to the sea and see the mist on the shore. I listen and I listen. When I go to the rocks, I go looking for shells and feel the sand beneath my feet. I listen and I listen. When the stormy day comes, waves crash on the cliffs and the wind whistles through my hair. I listen and I listen. And at night when I sleep and the sea is calm, the gentle waves lap the shore. I listen and I listen. I sometimes think that God is talking to me when I hear the sound of the sea. I listen and I listen. I listen and I listen.
Okay, I think I'm going to change the camera around again. Here we go. And where are we?
Now, good evening everyone across the water. I'll give a local song from Wexford town, the Wexford Road. And it mentions a few places on the walking route, pilgrim route that you're preparing. They call me the Wexford rebel, and I glory in the name. Although time my frame has worn, yet my heart is still the same. As when in my youthful ardour I joined that gallant band, who'd sworn before high heaven to free their dear old land. Our faithful Soggarth led us as we marched to Oulart hill, saying, boys, we'll die together ere they work their wicked will. If 'tis heaven's decree we perish, why, let us perish then, not like dogs within the ditches, but like gallant Irish men. Let not your courage falter, for righteous is your cause, fighting for your homes and altars against England's tyrant laws. It is better far to perish, aye, to perish one and all, than to be forever crouching under England's cruel thrall. At Clock and Toberneering we laid their bravest low, and at New Ross's fatal town we struck a manly blow. At Vinegar Hill with empty guns we passed through their array. They feared us as the hunter fears the lion turned to bay. Ah, yes, we fought for freedom against England's king and crown, and on many's the brave battlefield we tore her banner down. If overborne by numbers we yielded to our fate, yet we left a glorious memory for famous 98. Ah, had we been assisted, the end had not been so, but our brethren stood with folded arms whilst we wrestled with the foe, in vain awaiting foreign aid, which came alas too late. For weak indeed was France's love, and strong was England's hate. Jeanette.
I wouldn't be saying without you, John.
I didn't exactly come prepared. And I'm not used to sitting in front of the camera.
The camera's just your friend.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one before. Let's hope this works. The good old county Wexford is a pleasant place to be. The collins, they are beautiful, and there's lovely scenery. But near the village of Folks's Mills is a spot I must
explain. It's Ireland's leading motorway called the Bygone. There's 15 turns and there's 17 bumps, and the mud is 2 feet high. In the middle of the road, the grass grows green, 2 donkeys can pass by. There's 140 potholes, and the briars uncut remain. For the county council never heard tell of sweet Lane. Without a pair of Wellingtons, you won't get very far. You'd be indeed unfortunate to go there in your car. For the springs would break and the big end shake, and the fast chassis feel the strain. The wheels all spin and the brakes give in down the Bygone Lane. And when it comes to winter time and the drains do overflow, no vehicle of any type down this lovely lane can go. You'd be bogged to the back axle if the drive you were insane, but could swim or float or sail a boat down the Bygone Lane. Without sand or gravel, there's no chippings or no tar. The lane of Bygone is well known both near and far. You can go to Wales or England, you can travel France or Spain, but you'll never get the bacon sheds of the Bygone Lane. There's one famous favour, if you go down there at night, you won't be caught in a traffic jam or stopped by the traffic lights, and you won't be interrupted. If courting, you can't complain. You could stop all night with the queer one down the Bygone Lane. There's 15 turns and there's 17 bumps, and the mud is 2 feet high. In the middle of the road, the grass grows green, 2 donkeys can't pass by. There's 140 potholes and the briars uncut remain. For the county council never heard tell of sweet Bygone Lane.
Brilliant. Andy.
Farewell to Bargie's lovely bowers, my father's own estate, and farewell unto its lofty towers, my own ancestral seat. Farewell each friend and neighbour that once I well knew there. My tenants now will miss the hand that fostered them with care. Farewell to Cornelius Grogan and Kelly ever true, John Coakley and good Father Roach, receive my last adieu. And fare thee well, bold Desmond Kine, though proud oppression laws compel us to lay down our lives, we bless the holy cause. Although perchance it is my fate in Wexford town to die, oh, bear my body to the tomb wherein my fathers lie, and have the solemn service read in Mayglass holy towers, and have 12 young maids from Bargie's side to scatter my grave with flowers. Farewell to Barby's lovely groves, since from you I must part. A stranger now may call you his, with sorrow fills my heart. But when at last fate shall decree that Erin should be free, then Bagnall Harvey's rightful heirs shall be returned to thee.
Great song. Tommy. Tommy.
I don't have a story or
That's
something.
perfect.
What?
It's lovely. Come on up and share the story. I'd love to hear it.
What was that when I was 70 miles? Do you remember?
Yeah, sitting or standing?
No, stand up or sit?
Yeah, you can stand up.
This teacher in class said she'd this morning, 4th or 5th class, said to this little one, she says, I want to do a little poem, and it'll have to end on pistol. She says, be careful now, it's pistol. So this little girl stood up. She says, teacher says, my daddy is a policeman. He wears a suit of blue. Sometimes he wears a truncheon and a pistol too. Oh, she said, very nice, Mary. Yeah. Now, Johnny, what have you to say? Says, my daddy is no policeman, nor he doesn't wear a suit of blue. He draws the dole at 12 o'clock and is on the pistol too. But anyway, this fella, he was heading off this morning. He was up in the turf country where they cut turf and all this. But he hooked up his car this morning anyway, early, and headed off. But so when he landed at the bog where he was to get this load of turf, sure, it was seemingly gone. And he had to cut turf like different. So the poor ass and car, you see, this fresher turf, he loaded up very easy, you know. So that was all right. Now, and he got the good load of turf up, everything was going all right. But he decided that he'd head home a different road. Because it'd be a leveler road with the poor ass pulling this big load of fresh turf like. But so what he hadn't thought of wasn't there a lowish bridge on this other road, and come on to it anyway, and sure, when Dash looked up, I had no way would he get him to go under. His ears was tipping the bridge like. So, geez, he didn't know what to do. So he didn't want on the oak like and leave the load of turf behind. Dash Moya went out, but no way with it. So he was there now, didn't know what to do. But God, he thought of a plan. What did he do? Didn't he start taking the behow the top of the bridge along till he helped Dash's ears like, and he was chiseling away there for a while. The guard pulled up. And says, Johnny says, what, yeah. I says, sure. She says, I come here with Dash and carrying me load of turf, and says Dash just would not come out because his ears were tipping the bridge like, and they put in a little track now to let him out. But just the guard up, he says, so why not dig a little track in the road like, and wouldn't that have been a lot easier? You know. And the man looked at the guard anyway. He says, tell me now, he says, how long are you a guard? He said, probably 20 years. He says, you never were a sergeant, were you? No, he says, I never got to be a sergeant. Well, he says, no wonder. Because sure, Stas's ears is too long, it's not his legs.
We have some music, musicians. Yeah. Some music. Very cool. And if you want to move behind here, give them the 2 chairs there. Yeah. It's getting hot down there, isn't it?
The first tune we're going to play, it's a slow air and it's called Bygone Days, which is also the name of the story house here in Oulart. These are 2 jigs, and the first one is called the Black Rogue, and the second one is called Rambling Pitchfork.
John. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll stand up here because if I sat down, I'd forget what I was going to say. You only hope I have a stand up. I was looking at the monitor here. The only one I know there is Rowan. I think you've been here before, Rowan, haven't you?
I've been to Oulart. I haven't been to the story house, but
You haven't been to the house, yeah. I know you were in Oulart, yeah. Well, this house is here for over 200 years and has seen a lot of things down the years, and has seen a lot of things for the last nearly 23 years now that the story house is going here, and this is a first that we were able to stream into people in another country and have them perform. And I think that's definitely a first here anyway. So you're expecting me to do something now.
Everybody's in anticipation.
Yeah, well, the stuff that I usually do, we couldn't put it on air. I don't think it had travelled well. Anyway, I'll do a little poem about Ireland's struggle through rebellion and famine and one thing or another. It was written by a man called Paddy Bergen, and Paddy called it Aborigine. Don't sow an acorn on my grave, from which an oak may grow. Of the royal oaks of England, as I've lived, I will die a foe. Nor do I want the yew tree, from which they made their oath. Too sore I felt blows. And do not plant the mountain ash, our own most lovely tree, to have me think of the hills and bogs where we hid in misery. No marble, lime, or granite stone to mark the place I lie. I know exactly what I want. Just let me tell you why. Once hunted in a ditch I lay, delirious and near dead. I thought I heard an old bush speak, and this is what it said. Where I was hunted, there I grew twisted, that is true. And yon sharp thorns, how sharp were they, rub against me, pain they knew. I sent deep roots and branches spread to shelter those my kind that wandered famine fever sick. Their ghosts still haunt my mind. But the soft spring rain with the seldom sun made even me feel gay, and sent its snow-white blossom dress to show I meant to stay. But even still they dreaded me, said on me there was a curse. To bring my blossom in the house would make all bad luck worse. They hunted me from my own fields, but I stayed around the edge. The planters thought they had conquered me, and they called me Hawthorn Hedge. But I stood there in the cold and rain, to the winter winds I bent. The fields the landlords thought they owned, I knew were only lent. They even tried to banish me. Great walls of stone they build, but every time they cleared a ditch, another one I filled. The birds I fed in hardest times upon my humble hall. They spread my seed both far and wide, and I grow despite the law. Now they are gone, but I'm still here, though feeble, bent and sore. My young plants will much straighter be, but they will be slaves no more. So now you know just how I feel, and don't show any shock. I want no mark upon my grave, except an Irish jock. In a few minutes, when this is over, we're going to have a cup of tea. I don't know how we're going to manage that.
They can sit and watch us enjoying tea.
Before, make sure we get to everybody before we finish. That's later.
Mary going to do something. All right, how's the music?
Mary's not.
Okay,
Brian. We'll check in with them and see is everybody there.
I'd say there were a few people surprised to see me sitting up here. I'd like to recite a very short poem for you in Irish. It's only about 30 seconds long. And because it's so short, I'd like to preface it with just a description. It was written by a young woman, a famous actress, in the Daily Theatre in Dublin, named Kathleen Maud. And Kathleen was born 2 years before me. But around 1980 or 79, she didn't feel very well. She was 40 at the time or so. And this girl was a beautiful singer. You can buy her LP or CD. A famous actress, lovely poet. And she's known why it's so valuable to Rowan's project is a lot of people don't realise that with the crash in the 1980s and the crash of 2010, we have exported over 250,000 young people, believe it or not. And they all know this poem. So across the diaspora, there will be a huge body of young people who know Kathleen Maud's poem. Kathleen went to the doctor. Agus dúirt an doctor lei nach raibh hí ach rudaín beg bídeach a bhí níos móna é hain. She went to the doctor, and his diagnosis was the only thing that was wrong was a little small thing that was bigger than itself. It was growing, and she died of cancer 4 years later. The poem we'll do tonight is very timely because of the conservation issues around climate and around the natural environment. It's called Gavin. It has to do, Aira here is doing the leaving this year, aren't you?
Well, not this year, but next year.
Next year,
Yeah.
but you'll be doing this poem.
Yeah, we've done it.
Because it's on the curriculum this last 30 years. That's why I refer to the 250,000 youngsters. They're all doing it. And where was I at all? The poem has that environmental aspect. It's about a lion in a zoo. He says with great, not with anger, but with ferocity, and the poem should be read that way. I teach the poem myself to leaving certs. That he is indignant at what men do to him and the other animals. And now he's past rage, and he is so full of despair that his voice goes down. He says, I am an animal, get that straight. I am an animal from the tropics. I have to think of the lines now. I am famous for my conformation, my body, and my voice. I used to make the trees of the forest tremble with my bellow. But now I am here, and lying down, I look with only one eye open at that solitary tree over there. Hundreds of people come here every day who would do anything for me, but set me free. So this is shut by undone. Better look into the camera. I don't think I'm a cricket minute. Anna vi me, Anna vi alta osna cho crasa. I will clú agus coil am a scéib. Chrain crintin na cuile trá le mogáir. Ach anis, líon síos agus branín trí lethúil an ground éintric Cynhaliwyd. Tagan na céit a daoine an seach chuile lá a dhéanamh rud ar bigum ach mé a ligean amach.
Make sure we go to the just check that we have everybody in the room. Rowan, has everybody here that wanted to sing? Have they sang?
I think there might be a couple more. I don't, John, do you want to sing?
Hi, John.
Hi, sorry, I didn't realise I could unmute. I thought I had to wait for someone, sorry. I'll do something very quick. Just say I've been to, had the great pleasure to go to Wexford. I used to have a friend in Enniscorthy until recently, and he took me, up Vinegar Hill and to the Tollash, sorry for the pronunciation. And I got a sense of the history of the place, and it was a real privilege to do that. But I'm from Anglesey, Sir Fôn and Cymreig. This is a very quick song from Anglesey called Cob Machtraeth. Machtraeth is a village, and the cob is a embankment or sea defence, which prevents the sea from flooding the village. It's very quick. Os torrydd cob Machtraeth fe foddydd fy mam, mae ofn yna fy nghalon tirau toli oliau, mae ofn yna fy nghalon mae figaeth y cam. Mi fedrai ddim clytio na golchi fy crys, mae ofn yna fy nghalon tirau toli oliau, mae ofn yna fy nghalon byddai'n farw ar frys. Ond diolch i'r nefoedd fe welwyd renraig, yn llechi'n ddiogel tirau toli oliau, yn llechi'n ddiogel yng nghysgod y graig. Thanks.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Gorgeous.
Thanks very much.
Gorgeous to hear the language resonate around the Bygone Storytelling House. Gorgeous. Anybody else in the room here? Pat or Jenny? We have.
No, there's Pat here. No, I won't do anything tonight. Thank you.
It's okay, Pat. It's great to have you with us.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure really to hear all the different people. It's been really entertaining and, eye-opening. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's great to have you.
Visit there and do something next, when you're on again. Thank you.
Great, great. Okay. Yes, Rowan.
I've got one.
You've got one. Great. Rowan's going to sing a song. Great, Rowan.
Sort of follows on a bit from John's song in a way, in that it's more from North Wales actually than South Wales. It's by somebody called J. Glyn Davis, who was actually the first national librarian of Wales, but he also wrote he wrote a lot of children's songs actually, that were kind of sea shanties, and this is a song that's been in my mind quite a lot during this project. And it's not necessarily the song that calls you back home, but it's a song almost about getting ready to leave a place, and it's called Codi Angor, which means to lift anchor. So I'm in. Mae hi'n llenwi'n gyflym hogiau bach, mae'n cwrs ni am y cefnfor, rhaid i ni bellach canu'n iach, pryd gawn ni codi'r angor. Y mae'r Blue Peter yn ei le, mae'n cwrs ni am y cefnfor, cawn weled eto croes y de, pryd gawn ni codi'r angor. Mae gwledydd pell i draw i'r môr, mae'n cwrs ni am y cefnfor, mae heulwen yn San Salvador, pryd gawn ni codi'r angor. Farwel fy nghariad hir yw'r daith, mae'n cwrs ni am y cefnfor, roedd wedi gaddo priodi saith, pryd gawn ni codi'r angor. Pryd gawn ni codi'r angor.
Gorgeous. I'm coming back to.
You're going to do my brother.
No, I won't. No, I'll do Ballymother's Night.
Okay, sit yourself.
Okay. I was toying with songs to sing, I suppose, because home has been different places over the years. I suppose home is, with these two, is most paramount in my head now, I suppose. I was toying with singing a song from Dublin, from what I would sing with my mum and dad at home at gatherings. And it was Frank Hart's version of Mewn, and I was saying it to the kids coming down that maybe I'd sing that, but I'm not. Having heard Brian talk about the children that leave the country and have left the country. When I moved down over 20 years ago, a song that I heard from Paddy Glary was Mewn Mother's Lament. And it's a song that kind of, as I'm coming towards that age of my own children, coming near that flying in the nest, it's kind of made me think a lot about others and parents before us that have lost their children to different countries. So this song calls me home to my new place, where I'm bringing up my family, and I'm very grateful for the people that have shared songs in this county, and that I can sing it. So I'm going to give Mewn Mother's Lament a go.
Don't kick them out yet.
Don't what?
Don't kick them out yet.
No, you're telling them they don't have to leave. They don't have to leave. Okay. Oh, the beans are flowering on Bannermore, and the corn is shooting forth at the door. Oh, but who's to reap them if you to go? Oh, weary on it and weary now breed a lanat is striking one, and it's time the neighbours should all be gone. 'Tis short your sleep till the cock'll crow. Oh, weary on it and weary I leave you finish the 8 and reel. The more I see it, the more I feel all the pride of Ireland and of long ago. Oh, weary on it and weary now, James Akushla, we're tired to pray, and a single decade is all we'll say. The boat is early and the clock is slow. Oh, weary on it and weary beside the Grishak I sit and doze. I darn their stockings and I wear their clothes, all starched and ironed and as white as snow. Oh, weary on it and weary oh, do Shadrolim, 'tis morning now. I'll light the fire and I'll milk the cow. I'll never call you again, I know. Oh, weary on it and weary I watch them waving up Carrickhill. I heard them crying and I hear them still. Oh, the summer sun has turned to snow. Oh, weary on it and weary oh, weary on it and weary Should I? FaceTime camera. There we are. Can we all see each other again? Okay. So as they said, we're sorry that you can't all join us in the cup of tea that we're all about to have, but it's been an absolute pleasure having you here this evening, and I hope you've enjoyed being in the Bygone Storytelling House. Thanks to John and Eileen for their hospitality, and for Jim, who's here. Jim, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here this evening, and thank you all for coming along and sharing your songs. And thank you, Rowan, and Jake, for organising this project to connect the two diasporas. It's great. It's been a very rich evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for, as John Ó'Faoláin was saying, what an amazing thing that we could be here with you tonight. And thank you so much for organising it. And it's just been so lovely to share these these songs are incredibly. I've never done anything like this before. It's quite an amazing thing. So yeah, really lovely to be working on this project with you as well. Yeah.
Likewise, yeah.
And thank you to all our singers on the Zoom as well. Thank you to all singers there in the room, but all singers on the Zoom. Thank you so much for sharing as well. And we'll have to have our own cups of tea. And
yes. You will.
until we meet again. But yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rosemary. Rosemary has our cup of tea. Thank you. It's been great.
Yeah, and our next session will be in Tir Pererin in St David's for those in Pembrokeshire who might want to join us there. But we'll also be in a Zoom. We'll be doing a similar event to tonight where people can join in Zoom, but also be in the room together. So, and I'll hopefully we'll meet some people that are over there in Oulart Story House again soon as well.
Yeah,
so,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Great. Pin us all up here so you can see us and say goodbye. There we are. Great.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks very much.
Bye bye. Thank you. Wonderful.
Off to put the kettle on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.